So before we actually get into the video, just want to point out how the title in the very beginning of the video says rationality comes out of Islamic belief. So I'm guessing belief. I'm wondering if maybe they just mistranslated what they were trying to say or whatnot. But in any case, I guess with this being the title of it, or at least it coming across as the title, I would hope for two things. One, that they would support the argument that rationality is only able to be attained, or rationality only happens because of Islamic beliefs, and that the video would purely contain things that are specific to the Islamic belief system. So those are the two things, just given what's already been thrown up on the screen, that's what I would expect out of this video.
All of you are engaged in running your mouths, doing your business, multiplying, buying houses, cars, business, whatever you're doing.
Oh shit, we're all doing normal fucking living shit. Oh, fuck us. I like how he seems to be mad and chastising people for just living their lives at this point. I mean, he's still got more shit to say. I got it. But still, it's just kind of funny how he's mad about people just in general living their lives.
And when you're told about God, religion, life, morality, you're saying, look, I ain't got no time for that. I ain't got no time for that.
I think the vast numbers of people that are engaged in this very conversation right now is proof against the fact that we're like, we ain't got time for that. We don't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. That's just not a thing. We definitely have time for that.
Now, how do we know that there's a God? And how do we know that there's a creator?
Okay. So 5 proofs for the existence of God, or Allah. That's just the Islamic word for God, which is still an Abrahamic God. But still, I would hope that this video is proving the Islamic God and not any other God out there. It seems to be very specific to the Islamic God.
God is the cause of all beings.
God is the cause of all beings, okay? I can't wait for your evidence for this. Normally, I have on a citation fucking needed shirt, but citation fucking needed for this one. But also, I would say that this is not specific to your version of God. This would also be any other God out there that claims to be a personal creator God. So that would be like any of the other Abrahamic versions of God, and just any other God definition we can come up with that's a personal creator God. I would think that would also suffice us. So not purely Islamic, but I get where you're going with it.
An atheist must believe that the universe came from nothing and by nothing.
Is this the disembodied voice of William Lane Craig in a Muslim's video? Fuck, this guy's just everywhere, isn't he?
But surely that doesn't make sense. Out of nothing, nothing comes.
Well, so this again plays on scientific ignorance about what science says about the inflation of the universe. It's not that the inflation of the universe happened out of nothing, right? That's not what the scientific theory of it says, because the absolute nothing that is generally referenced by apologists out there is not a real version of nothing. It's not anything that can be actualized, right? It's a theoretical nothing, and it can only ever be purely theoretical. The real nothing that exists still has an energy in it, right? There's still energy fluctuations that happen in it. So it's not literally nothing. It's just the scientific version of nothing. And also, William Lane Craig there is quoting someone from the distant past. This comes from Parmenides from about 475 BC, right? So this is a long time ago. This concept was coined back when we had no idea about the quantum part of our reality. So this is totally ignorant of all modern scientific information. I don't know why Christians love to hearken back to that whole idea, because it's so out of date, it's ridiculous.
So where did the universe come from? Why does the universe exist instead of just nothing? There must have been a cause.
Yes, there must have been a cause, but that doesn't mean that cause is God. Also, there are answers to your questions, perfectly natural explanations for those, but you refuse, William Lane Craig, to accept those answers because they don't include God.
Brought the universe into being. We can summarize our argument thus far as follows. Premise 1, whatever begins to exist has a cause. 2, the universe began to exist. 3, therefore, the universe has a cause.
Yes, this is the very basic Kalam cosmological argument. All that this argument can really get back to is the beginning of the universe, that there was a cause that made the universe inflate. I don't think that any atheists out there would suggest that there wasn't something that caused the universe to inflate. Now, what was that cause? We're not sure. But most likely it's a perfectly natural process that happened that caused it to come into existence. Just like there's a perfectly natural cause for rain. Rain is a process, the rain cycle is something that I normally mention in these instances because it's a very small scale example of what I mean when I talk about the beginning of the universe and how it's a natural process, or most likely a natural process. We used to think that God was necessary in order for rain to happen, but we wised up and we understood what happens to make it rain, and we realized that God is not necessary for that. The same thing can be said about the beginning of the universe. The beginning of the universe doesn't necessarily require God for it to inflate into existence, but people like William Lane Craig and whoever edited this video together, they think that it requires God because they make a logical leap to a supernatural being. They think that a being is needed to think about creating a universe and then thinking about making it happen.
So this cause should be beyond space and time, eternal and self-existing necessary being.
Well, so you see what I'm talking about, the whole being part right there. And I would hazard to bet that they cannot distinguish God from just the very fabric of reality. Like the fabric of reality that governs everything that happens in this universe and outside of this universe. This fabric of reality would contain the quantum realm, if you will. It would contain that. And that is where our universe would have popped into existence from, this fabric of reality. I really don't think that they'd be able to distinguish their God from just the pure fabric of reality, which is a natural thing that exists.